Hello! Welcome back mga kaguro. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, the CCV channel. By the way, this is Teacher C. This day, we are going to discuss about the action research method. Ano ba yung ilalagay natin sa part na ito? Kung hindi nyo alam, please watch till the end. Hello mga kaguro! Welcome again to our YouTube channel, CCV channel, and this is Teacher C. And today, we will going to discuss about the action research methods. Okay? So sa lahat ng mga hindi pa panood ng mga previous videos ko or episodes about action research proposal, like for example, we have the context and rationale, we have also the research questions and innovation intervention and strategy. Pwede nyo pong ma-browse po yung YouTube channel namin. Okay? So thank you so much. So for this afternoon, we're going to discuss all about the action research methods, kung ano ba yung ilalagay natin sa portion na ito. Okay? But before that, sa mga baguhan po, let's have here the action research proposal. So lahat ng sasabihin ko, it's all about under the DepEd Order number 16, series of 2017, or the Research Management Guidelines. So we have here the Annex 1, the Research Proposal Application Form and Endorsement of Immediate Supervisor. So sa lahat ng gustong magpa-approve or mag-submit ng kanilang action research proposal, you need to submit this one as part of your attachment. We have also Annex 3, the Declaration of Anti-Plagiarism and Absence of Conflict of Interest. So last time we discussed about the context and rationale or rationale. We have also action research questions. We have the proposed innovation intervention and strategy. So now we will going to discuss about the action research methods, which is the fourth part of your action research proposal. Under the action research methods, we have here letter A, participants and or other sources of data and information. Letter B, the data gathering method. And lastly, we have the data analysis plan. Okay, so we have here the action research methods. So under the action research method, we have the first one is we have participants and or other sources of data and information. So ano bang ilalagay natin sa part na ito? So in my case, again, ito yung sample study ko. So for example, Clash of Power Plants, Development and Utilization of Board Games in Teaching Electricity in Magnetism. Again, this is um, my own research. So lahat ng ito is based on my experience po. So in my case, ang nilagay ko po is, of course, we have here the respondents. So ano ba yung respondents mo? Sino ba yung respondents mo? Grade level? Ano ba yung school year coverage yung study mo? At the same time, number of the respondents. So in this case, we have here the respondents of the study will be the grade 9 students of Mainit High School who were officially enrolled for the school year 2021-2022. A total of 45 respondents will participate in this study. So that is the first part. The second part is we have the research setting. So saan mo ba ikakonduct yung study mo? So in this case, the study will be conducted at Mainit High School and Mainit High School Kapisan Extension. The school is situated of Mainit, Iligan City within approximately 30 kilometers away from the city proper. And ilagay ko rin dito kung bakit yung school namin or ano bang meron sa school namin that is related to my problem. So yun ang nilagay ko after. Okay? So next, you can also add the map, especially if malayo yung schools nyo. Okay? And then we have also here the research instruments. So you can have the DepEd curriculum guide, or for this day, we are using the MELC or the most essential learning competencies. Okay? And we have here the Flesch King Aid by Randolph Flesch and the Peter King Aid. So ito yung ginagamit ko for the readability test. Okay? So ito yung mukha ng readability test na ginagamit ko to know the grade level yung passage or yung text materials ko. Okay? So like again, for example, if you are making an SLA or modified SLA or self-learning activities, self-learning modules, if you created that one as one of your innovation, you need to find first you need to find the result of the readability test so that you may able know if your reading materials is suitable to your learners. Okay? And then we have also here the pre-test and post-test. Okay, we have also the rubrics. So, nilagay ko dito optional for the scope and studies since this is just a proposal. However, in the full paper, you can add the scope of the study because nilagay ko siya optional for the proposal. It's because sometimes we don't know saan ba talaga yung gusto nating i-cover yung sa study natin. So, sometimes hindi pa tayo makaka-decide during our proposal time. However, in the complete paper, you can have or you can add the scope of the study. Okay? Kasi during our proposal, hindi pa natin alam kung ano ba yung lawak or coverage ng study natin. So sometimes, nilagay ko siya as optional. And of course, we have here the research design as also optional for the action research proposal. Kung hindi ka sure kung anong gagamitin mong research design for your proposal, wag mo na lang ilalagay. Not unlike with the full paper, alam mo na kung ano yung ginamit mong research design, so ilalagay mo na siya. But again, for the action research proposal pa lang yun. So, for me, for me, kung hindi kayo sure kung anong ilalagay mong research design, kasi sometimes some of the teachers they will have difficulties in finding what types of research design that is really appropriate in their study. So kung hindi kayo masyadong alam kung anong mga types of research design, so wag nyo na lang ilalagay unless if you have to have the complete paper. Okay? So next is we have for letter B is data gathering methods. In this case, you're going to write the steps in your data gathering procedure. So I have been an example as a figure. So uh, most of the speaker told us during the research conference that mas maganda kung meron tayong figure kasi mas madali nating maintindihan if that is a figure, makikita natin yung flow ng pag-gather ng data mo. So for example, I have here the 3 stages in the gathering method. So the first phase is we have the development phase. So kung nakikita mo na itong yung previous video ko, I discuss about all the development and utilization stage, which is the proposed innovation, intervention, and strategy. So we have here the first one is we have the development phase. We have here the selection of topics, identifying of learning competencies, and so on and so forth. We have also development and validation of the board game. And lastly, we have the post-validation or the utilization of the board game. So this is the stage 1 or the development phase. The next phase is we have the experimental phase, where in this case, there are two teaching methods. So, yung isa is teaching learning engagement, which is the teaching traditional method. Ang isa naman is using the board game. So, this is the experimental phase. And lastly is we have the output phase, where you can have your output for your study, which is the developed board game, the conceptual understanding on the electricity and magnetism, and lastly, the insights of the students. So, ito yung output phase natin or yung stage 3 natin. So again, we have here your steps in data gathering procedure. So again, it's a suggestions or recommendations that you need to put it in a figure form so that yung mga readers natin is alam na mas madali nilang malalaman yung step by step na pagkuha ng mga data. So you can have also a paragraph form. So after presenting the figure, you can also describe or present it in a paragraph form. So we have here an example. In this study, the researcher will develop and utilize the board game as instructional materials in teaching electricity and magnetism. This study have 3 phases. So phase 1, the development phase. Phase 2 is the experimental phase, and phase 3 is the output phase. So you can have this one as your paragraph form. So after yung figure, you can have the paragraph form. So next part is we have the data analysis plan. Okay, so ano ba yung ilalagay natin dito? Ilalagay natin dito is yung ano yung gagamitin nating statistical tools or statistical treatment na gagamitin natin sa pag-analyze ng data natin. So lahat po ng mga baguhan po, gagamitin lang po natin yung kaya nating ma-solve. Okay? So for example, we have percentage, frequency, at saka mean. Okay? So we have here an example as percentage. Sir, what if my presentation of my data, it's all about graph, mga bar graph, we have also pie chart, we have also line graph. If that is possible, then you can have that one as your presentation of your data. Okay? So, wag mo na yung mga complicated na mga statistical tool pag hindi pa natin kaya. Okay? So, we have also here frequency or frequency distribution. And of course, we have here the mean. We already know the mean, which is the average score of the learners. Okay? So, yun lang po muna yung gagamitin natin as a basic statistical treatment na gagamitin for the analyzing the data. Okay? Para hindi po tayo malilito or madi-discourage. Okay? Because some of us, we are not inclined in the numbers or numeric or in mathematics. So, siguro, lahat ng iba is nadi-discourage kasi hindi na nila alam kung anong gagawin nila for their um, analyzing data. So, yun lang po yung mga basic na what we call this one, statistical treatment na gagamitin natin. You can also use the test or t-test for correlation sample and t-test for a paired observation. Okay, to find out if there is the difference exists between or before and after the means. So if there is a significant difference in favor of the post-test, then the treatment or intervention is effective. However, if there is no significant difference, then the treatment is not effective. So kung alam nyo to paano gagamitin, then you can use this one as statistical treatment. By the way, in CCV channel, we have Sir Vic to discuss about this. Okay, so pwede nyo panoorin yung video niya about the data analysis, kung ano ba yung kailangan nating gamitin sa data natin or ano bang gagamitin nating statistical tools sa data natin. Okay, so Sir Vic will discuss all about the data analysis or statistical tool. Okay, so I think that is the last part of our topic for this day. And hopefully meron kayong natutunan sa mga bago dyan. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. And please give us a thumbs up. If you have questions, you can write in the comment section. And I think that's all for this day. And thank you. Goodbye mga ka-guro.